Hey guys, good morning, everybody. Today's Monday, August 21st. It is 6:21 right now. Market's gonna open in about 9 minutes. Happy Monday, everyone. Hopefully everyone had a great weekend. I'm gonna go ahead and set up this room real quick, and then we'll get started shortly with our analysis in a few moments. It's got to finish updating everything here. See a couple things here to update. A few more. Here. That's good. More things right here. And it looks like we are good to go. All right, let me get this link sent out to you guys here in the premium. And we should be good to go. All right, I'll get a few moments for people to make their way in. And post it in one more place. All right, looks good, guys. All right, guys, morning, everybody. Today's Monday, August 21st. Hopefully everyone had a great weekend. Happy Monday, guys. It's 6:24 right now. Market's gonna open in about 6 minutes. I'm gonna go ahead and start marking up liquidity over here on the weekly time frame. And then we'll go down to the 10-minute. So I'll start over here on the weekly. We got one right there, one right there, one right there, there. Down there, let's go down to the daily. Got one right there, there. Down to the 8-hour. That long for now. 4-hour. 2-hour. 1 hour. 30-minute. Let's go down to the lower time frames here. 15-minute. 10-minute. And that's about it. All right. So we got all of the areas of liquidity marked up over here. Looks like the closest upper level is going to be right here. It's pretty far out. So I don't know if this will get hit today. I mean, we'll see. If we get some crazy volatility pre-market, maybe. It's about 1,000 pips away. So it's pretty far away from the bottom end. We have this lower level right here. So I'll take a look at what the bias is looking like today, and we'll see if maybe that will be useful to us. But this will be the closest level down below. It's a low level liquidity, so I mean, we'll see. ATR right now is currently 8 right now, so we might get some volatility. If we get some increased volatility, then you can maybe go for the bigger push here for 300, but we'll see. But yeah, that's pretty much the closest levels of liquidity right there. Let's see what's here so far. Morning, Daniel. Morning, Dan. Morning, Kevin. Morning, Maria. Morning, Randy. Morning, CJ. Morning, Shannon. Morning, Karen. Morning, Kenny. Morning, everybody. Happy Monday, guys. Today's Monday, August 21st. Hopefully everyone had a great weekend. Market's going to open in about 3 minutes. I've marked up liquidity over here. Closest level of liquidity above is going to be right here at 34,709. It's pretty far up, about 1,000 pips. And then we have a lower level of liquidity down here at 34,536. Looking over here at retail sentiment is currently 58% short. So it's basically bullish neutral at the moment. Looking over here at the fundamentals, they're currently up 17 points. So they're straight neutral right now. Looking over here at the news, there's no news for today. I don't believe so. There's just not really too much for us to look at. There's news at 8:30, but it's kind of relevant for us. It's going to be later today. There's heavy news this week, though. So right now for today, there's no news. However, today is Monday, so just be careful. Mondays are typically the riskier days to trade, so you might want to be more vigilant when you guys are taking these trades, or maybe you want to go for the smaller TPs. For example, here on the liquidity, maybe go for the 100 pips versus the full 300, because the Mondays are typically tricky with people re-entering the market from the weekend. So with that said, there's no news today. Overall bias today is not very strong. So I'll go here and mark that up. Here's the clean chart. Market's going to open in about 50 seconds, guys. Today's overall bias. So we've got retail sentiment, which is bullish neutral, 58% short. Fundamentals, neutral, plus 20 points. Short-term technicals, long-term technicals. So looking over here at short-term technicals, currently bearish. Long-term technicals also bearish. So we got price dumping right here. It's getting close to the level of liquidity down below. If you guys want to take this is a big candle. So I probably would only go for 100 pips if you guys want to take it. If and when it gets down to that point. I think it's a little risky if you go for anything higher, because it's going to be a big push until it gets down to that point. Price would have to push down about 700 pips, almost 1,000 pips, 75 to 100 points. So it's quite a bit, but short-term technicals are bearish. Not really much of a overall bias right now, but it is somewhat bearish. I don't know how long it'll hold, but we'll see. So, all right, price is kind of pushing down right there slightly. It hasn't gotten to that level of liquidity just yet, but if it continues to drop a little lower, then possibly. So I'm going to go ahead and mark up the levels over here now as well. Or let's mark up opening price first. That's probably more important. So we got opening price right there. Go to our clean chart. So we just want to wait for the market to stabilize and choose a direction, right? It hasn't done that yet. So that's kind of what we're waiting for at the moment. Once it does that, then we'll start looking for an entry in that direction. But at the moment, you can see that there's not really much going on here. I mean, price may continue dropping, price may continue climbing, who knows? But we just got to give it some time for it to breathe before we can start looking for entry here. So let me go ahead and start marking up levels over here first. So 80, 70, 60, 50, 90, 100, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. Got the levels marked up right there. And we'll see where this goes. I mean, if price continues to drop, we're looking for a sell signal. Once we get that sell signal, great, we'll start continuing to look for entries in that direction. The ATR right now is currently 13, so it's very low for market open. Typically would pick up by now, but we'll see. It might pick up in a few minutes. So just a reminder, guys, Mondays and Fridays are typically the riskier days to trade. Monday, because people are re-entering the market from the weekend, so we might get some volatility and random spikes in either direction. And then Friday, because people are exiting the market from the weekend. So Monday, Fridays, there's going to be a lot of unusual movement here. Until everyone's fully in the market, then we're not going to get any smooth moves, right? So we kind of want to wait for the market to stabilize a little bit. You can see right here that price is going back and forth, right? It's going down, it's going up, it's going down, it's going up. You want to wait for price to actually push up and continue climbing. And then you start looking for entries at that point, or if price continues to drop, you want to look for entries when price continues to drop down, right? Which you don't have yet. So right now it's just a waiting game. We're waiting for a direction to be set. Once direction's set, we can start trading that direction. Right now we're currently in a bearish trend. So if price gives us a sell signal, we're okay with looking for sells. Maybe not right now, but once the volatility picks up, as you guys know, the ATR has to be above 15, 15 or above. Right now it's currently at 15, but it just got to that point. So it needs to consistently be at that point, because at the next candle, if this candle closes small, this thing can go back to 14. So just gotta wait a little bit and be patient for this here to confirm. So we're just gonna wait a little bit, wait for this here to play out. I mean, there's a range that's kind of set up right now already, right here between this candle and this candle over here. It's not a clean range, but I'll just mark it up for now so that you guys can kind of see, you know, where price may be bouncing from. There. So it's within a range right now. This is currently the range. The reason why I don't really think this is going to hold is because it's so close. The range right now is currently between the two levels, about 300 pips. So once price climbs above, this level is going to get pushed up higher. This is going to pretty much disappear and get pushed up higher. So if it pushes up higher, then that level is just going to get pushed up a little more higher. So we'll see where that goes. The way I was able to identify that as a level is I used the high-low indicator. You can see there's a higher high right here off that level that I marked up. And then this lower level right here is a lower low. See how price broke above it? Now there's going to be a new higher high. So the higher high hasn't been established yet. Once it does, then we'll mark that up as the level. But right now, we don't have that yet. Neither liquidity levels have gotten hit yet. So you can see over here, price is still going back and forth. There's no level of liquidity that's necessarily the level yet. Just going back and forth. So if price continues to climb, that's completely fine. We just need to wait for the trend here to confirm. So the volatility here is still a little low. It's currently picking up slightly. It's currently now at 17, but it's still pretty low. You guys can see over here that price is attempting to make its way up. If it does that, then great. We're going to look for the red pivot to swing below all the other pivots. If that happens, then we can possibly start looking for a buy. But if not, we're just going to keep waiting for a possible sell here. But you can see that price just keeps ranging around this area. There's no real confirmation of direction just yet. Let's draw a new zone right there. If price pushes up higher again, then we're just going to have to draw another zone. Right now, that's the current zone at the specific moment. Pushes up any higher, it's just going to keep climbing higher and higher. Again, right there, new zone. But like I mentioned, guys, waiting game. It's got to wait because this could be a fake out. You don't want to get caught in this fake out. We're looking for the trend here to shift. You can see the trend is starting to shift. You can see the pivots are starting to swing to the upside, and you can see the trend meter down below is turning blue. This doesn't mean it's bullish yet. This means it's neutral. So it's attempting to shift to the upside. We'll see if it actually does. If it doesn't, then that's fine because this will just turn back to red, and the pivots will just continue to angle back down. So typical Monday. Sentiment over here, let's see if it's shifted at all. Sentiment shifted a lot. If you guys have noticed this, the sentiment's been shifting a lot lately. It was 58% short, it went down to 55, now 56. So it's straight up neutral right now. It's not even bullish anymore, it's just neutral. You can see the initial number here, 58. It was 55 for a second. Basically, all those people got stopped out. Whoever was right here chasing the sell, when price hit these levels right here, you can see where the stop losses were sitting at these highs right here, right? So once price hit this stop right here, they got stopped out. Another level right here got stopped out, and then another level right here got stopped out. So basically, it's pretty much dumped a little bit. So like 3% fell off. And we'll see if this continues to hold. I mean, there's not really any news today, so there's not going to be too much of a catalyst to push price, in either direction. It's just we just got to wait and see where this ends up going. Yeah, there's no news today. There's no breaking news. I mean, there's this right here. It says S&P 500 nudges higher as Wall Street tries to recover from another losing week. Last week was losing week for the indices or futures, whatever you want to call them. So I think this week might be higher. The reason why I think this week will be higher is because of the news this week. So there's no news today, but I think this is Fed week. So let me check real quick. Tomorrow we have Fed member Goolsbee speaking at 11:30. We have existing home sales, which is projected to be lesser than last month. So it's projected to be not good. So what might happen here is price may drop today and Tuesday slightly, or it might just consolidate. And then Fed member Goolsbee and Fed member Bozeman are going to be speaking tomorrow. And then on Wednesday, we have flash manufacturing PMI, flash services PMI. They're also projected to be negative. And then we have Fed member Harker speaking on Thursday, unemployment claims, core durable goods month over month, the Jack Hole Symposium. This happens I think once a year. And then all these Fed members speaking on Friday. So I think the market may consolidate or go down, or it may go up. I mean, who knows which direction. Whichever direction it goes this week, on Friday, it's probably going to do the opposite. So it's probably going to go one direction kind of slowly throughout the week. And then on Friday, the reason why I think price is going to do the opposite is because this is the last day of the Jack Hole Symposium and Federal Chair Powell is going to be speaking. If he's going to indicate that interest rates are going to go up, then it's not a good thing, right? Obviously, if interest rates continue to climb higher, it's not going to be a good thing for us. But I mean, who knows? We'll see. More hints will be released throughout the week. But yeah, it's basically Fed week. It's not really Fed week, but a lot of Fed members are speaking. Typically during Fed week, there's a Fed member speaking every day. That's kind of what's happening this week, but it's not necessarily Fed week because the main focus is on the Jack Hole Symposium. So we'll see. There's not any news today, but the news is going to start to pick up tomorrow, slightly medium impact news. And then Wednesday, we have some high impact news, and Thursday high impact, Friday high impact. So if it's slow this week, it'll probably be slow until maybe Wednesday, and then it'll start to pick up. But you can see right here that price it's moving. It's just kind of not going in any direction. So let me go ahead and mark up the high over here. So we have an actual high now. You can see the range is now pretty clear. This is the higher high. This is the lower low. We have the range in between. Price just keeps dancing between the opening price right here. Price will probably come down, pushed up, coming down, might bounce back up. And we'll see where it ends up going from here. But here we go as price comes back down below. We have a sell signal over here. Price is kind of coming down slightly as it continues to climb lower. We do have a bearish trend right now. So, I mean, technically, if you're looking for a high level momentum scalp, you can maybe look for one here. If anything, this would be the lowest level for me to look for. But this candle here is a little too big, in my opinion. So I'd probably wait for price to continue dropping a little lower. ATR right now is currently 21. So if I do decide to take any of these trades here, I will let you guys know. Right now, I'm definitely not looking at the moment. Just watching right now at the moment to see where this ends up going. Highest level would probably be the 90 point for entry. But you can see how prices, the volatility is pretty high right now. This keeps bouncing around. Let's see, 642 right now. So I'm going to see how this candle right here closes. If this candle right here closes, I need to see how it closes. I need to see the price action basically. So I'm looking for the price action here. I can't really say how I want it to close, but just depending on how it moves. If it's too volatile and it's too big, then I'm probably going to hold off. If it stays down below here and just stays kind of flat, then I'll probably take it. But if it's bouncing around like it's doing right here, probably not going to take it because there's too much volatility right there. It might just reverse up past this candle. And this would be too high because this sell signal is like right here. I can't have it anywhere above it. So this would be the lowest level that I would enter from. Yeah, it's too volatile. I'm not going to take it. The reason why I don't want to do that is because if it's too volatile, this candle right here might retrace back to this one, right? And when price does that, it can come right back down, or it can reverse and continue climbing from that point. So this is what I wanted to see happen here. I wanted price to kind of just stay flat down here. And if it stayed flat down here, this is what I would have seen. I would have seen price come down, retest this area and come right back below. That's why I would have been okay to take the sell right there. Because if it flatlined right there, people would just start chasing the sell, right? If it lost volatility at this point right here and the market makers are done playing with it, then the retail traders would just start to chase it and it would just come down at least enough to hit our TP, like just enough. But it didn't do that. So since it didn't do that, I decided not to take it. It wouldn't matter because we wouldn't be able to take it anyways, since it's a little too high. So what I'm looking for right here is I'm looking for some consolidation. If I get some consolidation right here, on price kind of bounce around this area, come down lower, come back for the retrace and continue dropping. That's the pattern I'm looking for. So I'm still looking for a sell here. I just need price to drop lower from this point. So this right here needs to drop a little lower. It can't be like a huge candle because obviously if it's too huge of a candle, it's going to have to retrace, right? So I'm still looking for an entry here. This candle right here, in my opinion, is a little too big. Let me check it real quick. It's a little too big. Yeah, this is definitely a little too big. Because if it retraces up too hard, like to fill the candle or something like that, it's going to have to hit my stop loss maybe, possibly, before it comes back down further. All right, so it looks like it's trying to inch its way down to liquidity down here. So there goes another confluence for a sell, or a sell may be okay in our opinion. So this candle here is obviously too big. I'm not going to take this entry right here. I'm going to wait for it to maybe retrace up a little bit, consolidate, give me a smaller candle to look for. But yeah, this candle here is way too big. Because if you get an entry right here, if it pulls back to the candle, it'll stop us out. Even right here, if it pulls back, it might stop us out. So I'm not here to take that risk. It's Monday. As I mentioned before earlier this morning, Mondays and Fridays are riskier days to trade. You don't want to take any dumb trades on this day. You want to wait for something solid, something clean, something that looks like it'll play out. Right now, it's not looking too great at the moment specifically. So here's that lower level of liquidity if you guys are still looking to take it. Man, I'll probably push through. I'm going to hold off on it though. A little overextended from where it's currently at. So price dropped from this point right here. It's down about 1,000 pips at this point. Yeah, I kind of want to see it consolidate here a bit before I even think about taking any trades here, either retracement or consolidation, one or the other. But if you guys want to take it, I'll mark it up for you guys right there. It's just a little too overextended for me personally. So it looks like it already got hit, already got filled. Not in this position. I'm just following it for you guys here. Reason why I decided not to follow through with it is because, or not decide not to take it, was because of the overextension here. It's just a little too overextended for my liking. Looks like it's gonna hit though. All right, let me move these levels down here. This is fine because if it continues to drop lower, then we still have opportunity. Yeah, so already hit TP, guys. You guys took it. The TP already got hit for 100 pips. I didn't take it, so obviously it's not going to count. But I'm looking for a retracement here. Okay, so if I get a so if we get a green candle right here, I'll possibly get entry here at the 50 mark. This candle's got to close below this black line though. It can't close anywhere above it. So it's got to be a green candle. It's also got to close below this black line right here. For me to get in at the 50. If it closes above, I can maybe get in at the 60. But again, I got to see how these candles here close. All right, if this candle closes green and it's not above that black line, possibly entry at the 60. It doesn't look like it's going to happen though. So yeah, it didn't happen right there. The next level would be right here. At the 40 mark. We got 40 seconds. We got some time. Got 20 seconds here. So we just gotta wait until like it gets closer to the candle close because you want to see how it's moving by that point. Right now, it doesn't really matter. Volatility is pretty high at the moment. So we got about 14 seconds right here. If it's too close to the line, I'm not going to mess with it. Got 5 seconds left here. If it closes below the line, I'll put a pending order right there. If it closes at the line, I'm not going to take it. All right, it closed a little too close to it, guys. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to get into the trade here. It's all good. Yeah, because it was bouncing around this area at the last 5 seconds. I said if that was going to happen, I wasn't going to mess with it. I don't know if this next level might be useful at the 50. It might be a little too far out. Let's see. All right, let's see how this next candle closes. Price is a bit overextended though, so. Yeah, exactly. Maddie said I might just wait for a new signal after this entry. Yeah, same here, because this right here was just too close to the line. I don't like the volatility right here. Plus, it's overextended. It's down about 1,000 pips, so I'm probably gonna hold off on it too. Let me check the overextension right here. So I'm gonna go from this high down to this point right here. Yeah, it's down 1,000 pips. So I'll just hold off and I'll wait for a new signal. I'll wait for the retracement. It's probably going to give a buy signal here. And then once it gives a buy signal, it'll give another sell signal. We'll look for entry at that point. Whenever you guys are taking these trades, you want to make sure that you're 100% confident, right? I wasn't confident about this because I wasn't sure if price was going to close above it, like randomly just close above at the last second, or if it was going to come down. So I just decided not to take it. Looks like it's going to hit though. So yeah, it did. Or almost. So if you guys took it, it still hit right here. This is the entry that we were supposed to take, but it just closed a little too close. I was waiting for the candle to kind of pull down a little bit, like right here, and then close so I could pull back and get my entry, but it's all good. So if you guys took it, full TP right there. I didn't take it, so I'm not going to count it, of course. I'm just going to continue looking for the next entry here. Currently 6:50, so we still have about an hour. Also, guys, just a heads up, there's not going to be a mentoring session today. We're moving it till tomorrow. A couple people our afternoon, or some of our traders that can't make it, that typically do make it, asked to push it back till Tuesday. So we're gonna have our mentoring session on Tuesday this week. All right, price is still climbing down. Sentiment here is starting to pick up a little more. It's back to 57. Fundamentals are currently down 48 points. Yeah, we'll see where this ends up going. Sentiment is now at 57. It's still neutral to me. Let's see, we got Sam over here, total profit of 766 for the day. Nice work, Sam. He took those sells over there for liquidity push, breakout, and it looks like he took this last trade that just came out right here as well. Nice work, Sam. Let's see, we got Maddie over here. Maddie took the liquidity push, total profit of 80 on his first account, 80 on the second account, and total profit of 450 on his third account. Nice work, Maddie. Solid. All right, so those are all the profits for now so far. Price is pulling up right here. Entry point would be there at the 20 mark, actually. It ends up closing right there. Actually, there's no entry here. Sorry, guys. My bad. I just realized that there's no new signal because the signal is used up already. So we can't take anything right here. Let's see. Maria said we have news in 8 minutes. Let me check. I didn't see any news today. I don't see any news over here, Maria, in 8 minutes. The next news is at 8:30, so that's in about an hour and a half. Yeah, I don't see anything here at 8 minutes. Yeah, Maddie said there's news tomorrow, but not today. So I think you might be looking at the wrong day. Yeah, it's all good, Maria. All right. Yeah, no news. So there's not much catalyst in the market for today, because of the fact that there's no news. You can see over here that price is kind of now a little flat. So we'll see where this ends up going. We got to wait for the retracement though. So main thing we got to look for is retracement. We got to wait for price to push up, provide a buy signal, push back down, provide a sell signal, retrace, and provide us an entry point at that point. But there's nothing we can do here yet until we get that retracement. See, we got Patricia over here. So Patricia on her first account locked in a total profit of 1,020. Her second account total profit of 1,020. And her third account total profit of 1,130 for the day. Nice work, Patricia. So it looks like Patricia might have taken that last trade, the one that just ran through over here. I was tempted to enter it late, but I don't know. I just didn't have a good feeling in my gut to take the trade. Again, guys, sometimes you just have to go with your gut. If you don't feel comfortable with the position, you don't think it's going to be a for sure hit, then just don't take it, right? There's going to be a lot of times where you just feel that way. There's no explaining why you feel that way. You just don't feel right taking the trade. And you just end up avoiding it. And then if it hits, that's fine because your analysis still played out perfect. However, at least you don't feel that stress. Because once you guys start to get stressed out and your trade psychology starts to get screwed up, then there goes your trading day, right? You'd rather just have that trade kind of play out and then feel confident that, okay, the trade still hit even though you didn't take it, and then move on to the next one and still be confident rather than take the trade, feel horrible, and then have it hit stop loss, and then your trade psychology is screwed up for the rest of the day. So just a little word of advice for you guys, because I feel like it's a bit of a problem for people when they're trading. Trade psychology is the biggest thing for you guys, right? You guys have my strategies, you guys have my tools, you guys know exactly what I'm doing. But really your trade psychology is what's going to push you to that next level. Because you're already halfway there. You have the tools, you have the blueprint, you have the strategy. You just have to execute now. That's the main thing. So we have a pending buy signal right here. Another pending buy signal is candle didn't close. Once we get this buy signal, we're going to look for one of two things. We're going to look for another red sell signal to confirm the continuation, or we're going to look for the trend to shift for a change in trend. So this buy signal right here will indicate whether price continues to climb or price comes back down. So I'm going to go over here and I'm going to mark a new level, which is down, oops, which is down here. So we got the higher high, lower low, lower low. You guys can see the structure right here, right? This is now the new range. So price was ranging up here, broke below. Now it's ranging down here. So we'll see where this, where this ends up going. All right, so this was kind of a big green candle. I like when it's a momentum signal, it's a big green candle, or it doesn't matter what color, but I like when the momentum candle is huge, because when it's huge, there's one of two things that are going to happen, right? You guys already know that. If the candle is big, price is either going to retrace back and provide a sell signal and continue climbing, or if it doesn't come back, price likely reverses, right? So we got a big candle right here. Let's see if this ends up continuing to the upside or if it reverses and comes back down. These big candles are a good catalyst to look for reversals. Typically, they're a good indication of whether price is going to continue climbing. So if this candle right here closes red, I think this is going to reverse down straight up. I think that's what's going to happen here. So if it closes red and it continues to climb down lower, then I think this is going to reverse back down. If it closes green and it just continues to climb, then I think this is going to keep pushing up for a while before it comes down. Right. So as you guys can see, if you guys have been trading with me for a while, a lot of these things are starting to come together, right? You guys learn the basic strategies. So a lot of people prefer that I teach price action first and then move on to the strategies, but I do the opposite. I think it's better to learn the strategies first and then move on to price action later, because a lot of this stuff starts to make more sense. Yeah, you can learn price action and identify these big candles, but if you identify these big candles with these indicators, you have an idea, okay, then price is probably going to, when you get a big candle like this, price is either going to reverse or it's going to continue up. If you guys remember from last week, every time we got a big candle, price pretty much reversed, right? That's why we took the loss last week, because price had a huge candle. We had an entry that followed it, and then it ended up reversing. Same with the situation here. We got a big candle, and then price may go, one way or the other. But we got to wait for that confirmation. Let's see. Kevin said a high-low hit. Yeah, the high-low momentum scalp right here hit. So we had a lower low right here. We had a buy signal at broken close past pivots 1 and 2. This right here would have been a high-low momentum scalp. So if you guys are familiar with that strategy, the strategy here indicates, it works well during a ranging market. So the high-low momentum scalp right there hit. I would have considered it a little risky because the candle was big, but who cares? If you guys took it, great. If you guys didn't, it's all right. So CJ caught it. Kevin identified it. Daniel caught it. Nikki got it. Kevin said he had me nervous talking about the reversal, but he stuck with it. Yeah, no, definitely. Yeah, whenever the candle is big like that, it does. My bad. It wasn't my intention to do that to you guys, but actually the candle wasn't that big. It was only 25. So I think anything above 25 is considered big, in my opinion. This was only 24 points. So like this candle over here might be a little big. See how this candle right here is big? That's 29, right? See how this candle here right next to it just completely reverses? This is what I consider big. It looked big to me, but now that I measured it, I'm like, okay, it's not that big. But right here, this is considered big. It's like 300 pips. Whenever you get a big one that's above 25 points, then that's considered big. And you can see right here, it's doing exactly what we mentioned. This is a V1 variation that's setting up. However, the candle right here is it's just a little too big. So I don't know if you guys are looking to take this V1 variation right here. I wouldn't take it because the candle's too big. Obviously, that's a red flag. But this is a V1 variation that's setting up to a reversal pattern. Double body right there. Perfect double body, actually. Reversal off a big candle. And this may be the climb back down. So I'm looking for that sell signal. Once we get that sell signal right there, we can start looking for a possible sell. But until we get that, we just got to wait a little bit longer. We got to make sure this candle here is a little too, it's not too big, right? That's the main thing we're looking for. Make sure the candle's not too huge, because if it's too big, like I mentioned, these over here, price may reverse. Exactly. Yeah, Maddie said in the winter, 25-point candles will look small. Yeah. I mean, they look small here. They not in the winter, but yeah, basically in the winter, except for the holidays. So like fall, early winter, late winter, except for like, Thanksgiving, Christmas, it's gonna be super small. But yeah, basically like in the fall, it's gonna be the 25-point candles are gonna look like these regular candles. That's basically what it's gonna look like. All right, so we got the sell signal right here. We want it to close. Once it closes, we need price to kind of push down below here and provide entry right there. Okay, perfect. We got exactly the setup we're looking for. I just need this to push down a little lower. It's a little too high right here. I need price to push down to here, retrace to this level, and then continue dropping. Once we get that, great. We'll start looking for possible entry. Yeah, CJ said it's too high level momentum pullbacks. Yeah, well, the volatility looks like it's starting to pick up a little bit. So it's looking pretty solid. So we just need to wait for the retracement. I need price to push down a little lower first, actually, and then the retracement. So I need this to continue to drop a little bit lower. It's a little too high right here. I don't want entry above this point because it's too close to this momentum signal for possible reversal. I need price to drop down a little lower down to this point here. So just gotta wait a little bit. Once we get that, we'll, I'll take the entry. Let's see, Randy said he took the high low because the green candle wasn't bigger than the big red drop price action. Had a little space to move for another 10 points. Yeah, no, definitely. I can see that too. Yeah, Patricia said the high-low momentums have been great after 9:45 a.m. So I'm assuming, I think Patricia's 3 hours ahead. So it'd be 6:45 our time, which is just a few minutes ago, like 15 minutes ago. So good to know, Patricia. That's what's good about our community here. So like, we have other people applying different strategies. So if you guys are curious about other strategies, just pop into the chat. Someone who's using it will respond to your question. Even though I'm not applying it here as much, the strategy still works very well. We had a lower low there, buy signal, full TP. All right, we need price to continue dropping from where it's currently at. Yeah, Patricia said it's been doing that for about 2 weeks, which is perfect. I mean, that's great. For a lot of you guys who will apply the high-low momentum scalp, that's actually one of my favorite strategies. That was one of our main strategies, but I stopped using it because there was just too much confusion when I was applying too many different strategies at once. So I'm just going to stick to this one game plan of applying the momentum pullback scalps, look for 1 or 2 quality entries a day and then run with it. Because it's been pretty solid for me and it's been pretty solid for the majority of people out there. Plus, it gives you guys something to really focus on when we're taking these entries versus, kind of being all over the place. All right, so we don't have a direction yet. We need to get a direction. So I need price to be somewhere down here before we can start looking for any entries. Price is trying to climb up right now. So it's still within the range. So earlier you guys can see the range over here. Price is basically faked out at this upper point and then it came right back down. Price broke and closed above it. The candle was a little too big, faked out, came right back below. So it looks like price is just ranging now. It's not ranging within the zone, which is fine. It's not a big deal to us. We're not forcing any trades here. That's the main thing. I think that's the main thing that a lot of guys need to get over is just forcing trades. Because I feel like people get FOMO. They see the high level momentum scalp, they didn't take it, they try to enter it late. Sometimes they get lucky. Price comes down sometimes, and then the problem is when people get lucky, they start to think that that's how the strategy is supposed to work. But realistically, they're just getting lucky. So if you guys miss a trade, don't hop into it late. Don't try to overtrade. Don't try to force anything. If the trade's not there, the trade's obviously not there. So we do have a buy signal right here, which is completely fine. If we get another sell signal to follow it, then we'll probably look for an entry after that. But right now, we still have a bearish trend, so we're still looking for a sell here until price pushes maybe somewhere above this area. If price pushes above this area, then we may have opportunity for a reversal. But until then, price stays below here, these pivots are never going to shift, right? So we just got to keep waiting. Yeah, CJ said, I really like the momentum pullbacks because it makes me focus and not get bored. Yeah, exactly. I feel like with these momentum pullbacks, we're constantly looking for something. So we're not necessarily getting bored a lot of the times. And you have to really focus because a lot of these big candles will just pop out of nowhere. And that's another reason why I have to focus on just one strategy. Because if I take my eyes off this strategy and I look for something else, odds of me missing the next move are going to be very likely. And it's not going to end well because that's happened to me a lot in the past where I missed a lot of entries because I'm focusing on too many things. So just another reminder, guys, now that you guys are all here in the room, there's no mentoring session for today. A lot of people asked for me to push it till tomorrow. So we're doing the mentoring session on Tuesday, not today, Monday. I'll put a reminder in the group so that you guys know. But yeah, I try to accommodate with everybody. If you guys need me to move the mentoring session to another day because you guys can't attend Monday, just let me know. And I'll do my best to move it to a day that works for everybody. Still nothing here yet. Just gotta wait a bit. Looks like we're gonna get another sell signal somewhere around here. Yep, there we go. Pending sell signal right here on this next candle. So if we get the sell signal right here, we're gonna look for, again, the same thing. So sell signal right here, we're gonna look for price to drop below, retrace, and continue. Depending on where the sell signal closes. If it closes around too close to this level, then we need to wait for the next level. And vice versa. The volatility is going to die down a little bit, guys. It's pretty early for the volatility to die down. It's currently at 18 ATR. Usually it's still running until maybe 7:30. That's usually where it starts to slow down a bit, but it might pick back up right here. So I'm waiting for the sell signal to close. Once we get the sell signal, this is going to be the key ingredient for us to start looking for any possible entries. Until we get that, we kind of got to sit tight and wait for this here to smoothen out a bit. But yeah, for the moment, that's the main catalyst. Once we get the sell signal, we can start looking for an entry in that direction. So looks like it may be coming here. We have about 25 seconds left on this candle. It's a lot of time. I don't like having too much time left on the clock. I want it to at least look like it's going to close at the last 10 seconds. Because what I hate the most is when you get a sell signal and then it gets down to the last 10 to 5 seconds and then it ends up disappearing, right? It's super frustrating because the volatility here just doesn't have that push behind it. But it looks like this candle might have it. So it looks like we do have the sell signal right here. Perfect. Okay, what I need here at this moment is I need price to push down below here, retrace up to this level and come down lower. Either this level or this level down here. Doesn't matter which level, but I need price to drop. I need another red candle. That's all I'm looking for. I'm looking for a decently sized red candle here, or maybe a couple decently sized red candles. Once we have that, then we'll have opportunity to look for entry down here. At the moment, we don't have that yet, but that's basically what we're looking for. So yeah, we do need price to come down a bit from where it's currently at. Yeah, exactly. Maddie said I wanted to break that previous low as well. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for right here, Maddie. So I'm looking for it to get past here, basically down this level. This is where I need it to be down. Because this is the lowest level I'll take it from. So this is fine. I'm okay with this pushing up a little bit. This right here is a little too close to the line. There we go. Perfect. That's exactly what we're looking for. So we got price right here. Now, if price stays down here, that's completely fine. I just need a retracement. I'll take entry at this point right here, the 20 or even lower. I just don't want it to be too big of a candle. If it's too big of a candle, then that's a little too much, because then it might just reverse on the candle. But measure this candle real quick. All right, this candle could just hang out where it's at right now. I don't want it to drop any lower than this, and it's a little not overextended, but the candle is too big. So it can just hang out where it's at right now. This is a good level right here. Okay, so the entry might be here at the 10 or it might be at the 20, one or the other. All right, so I need the retracement here. If I get the retracement, entry is going to be right here at the 10. Right, this candle's got about 30 seconds left on it. Entry is either going to be at the 10 or it's going to be at the 20. We'll see if it sits down here. It's got 30 seconds left on it, so it still has quite a bit of time. It does have to close green though. So we got about 17 seconds. 10 seconds. If it continues dropping, then we just got to continue following it. It's not close green there. Okay. Next level right here is going to be the 500 mark. Looks like the next level of liquidity, actually they got hit earlier already. So these next levels of liquidity are already getting hit right here. So the first level right there got hit. I didn't realize the next level got hit already down here too. The blue level got hit right there. And then also the last level down here, but it's a little overextended at this point. So pretty much all levels of liquidity are currently active, or two of them already got hit. This one over here, possible entry at the 500 mark. Nope, it's still dropping. I couldn't tell how this candle right here closed. So pretty much all levels of liquidity here just got hit. Level up here, level right here, level right here. There's still no entry yet for us over here. We need to get that green candle to retrace up, or to confirm the retracement. The entry would happen somewhere around this level over here, the 500 mark. Gotcha. Yeah, Nathan said it hit around the first pullback scalp earlier. Nice. So Nathan actually caught that earlier trade. Nice work, Nathan. I wanted to take that blue level, but I didn't realize it got hit already. So it's all good. But it was a good level. So, all right, if we get the retracement right here, the entry is going to be at that 500 mark. This candle's got to close green though. There's no green candles here. Okay, so there's still no entry yet at this point. Let me measure this. I want to see we're not too far down. It's still giving some opportunity to continue dropping. It's down like 800 pips, so it still has opportunity right there. Entry may happen right here at the 90. So the next level here is going to be the 90 mark. Actually, Maddie said the 713 candle was green, but it wicked up and it hit. Yeah, I thought this one right here was green too. It was too close, so I couldn't really see what color was it. Man, this thing's starting to dump a little too heavy. So it's a little too overextended now at this point. It should be at 1,000 pips now. Almost. It's almost there. We just haven't gotten that retracement yet. If anything, retracement may be at this 80 mark now. 80 or the 90 mark. So 80 is the closest level right here. But again, we still got to see how this candle here closes. It's still at the 30-second mark. And this thing's still dumping. 20 seconds left. 15 seconds. I don't think we're going to get a, I mean, obviously it doesn't look like we're going to get anything right here. Technically, there's no official entry yet, so we still have this momentum. The only problem is that price is overextended. That's the main thing that the main thing we were worried about earlier too, was because it was getting overextended. Let's see where it's at now. It's just at that overextension mark, like just there. Let's see if it pulls up to this point. I got to see how I feel about this point right here. So the next level will be the 70 right there. But even then, I don't even know if this is going to close either. Okay, this candle's a little too big. I'm definitely not. I'm gonna wait for the next momentum signal. Unfortunately, guys, we got to wait for the next momentum signal. This push up here is a little too strong, so this might be a hard retracement. If anything, if you guys want to keep taking it, I'll mark up the level right here. The next level is going to be the 80. It looks like. Or, I mean, it could have been the 70 right there, but this candle is just a little too strong. You see the 80 mark. I'm gonna hold off on this, but if you guys do want to take it, I think the 80 would probably be a safer entry point for this, because this is like, it's a little too close from where it's currently at. Let's see, Maddie said the probability of this trade is lower than other pullbacks we take. Yeah, I agree with Maddie too. It's for sure a little too risky from where it's currently at. There's a possible buy signal right there. Yeah, it has that pending buy signal on it right now. Trying to see how the candles are moving on trade of 8, because sometimes it moves a little different. Well, not really different, but it moves a little smoother on trade of 8. This candle has about like 10 seconds left on it. So I'm waiting for another momentum signal here to come up. The momentum signal didn't close, so it's still technically running right now, if you guys are in it. Let's see where it ends up going to. 40 seconds left. All right, I was in it on my MT4, but I had to pull out of it, guys. I didn't want to risk it. I kind of FOMO'd into that move right there. It did hit TP. I only got partial on it though. I pulled out because I saw this as the buy signal, and I pulled out. It was not a good entry. I kind of FOMO'd into it, so it's all good. I thought I was watching my MT4 screen. I was like, man, should I pull out of it? Okay, I'm not gonna mess with this here. But it did hit TP. If you guys took it, if you guys didn't, it's fine. Yeah, Rashida said I knew you were in it. There's the only reason why I start to get super ultra focused on the chart, right? Because I wanted this trade, and I saw it come down. When it came back down, I was like, okay, I'm gonna enter it. I'm maybe gonna enter it, but I didn't. I ended up taking on my MC4, and I pulled out of it. There's only one reason I get really quiet and I start to focus on the trade because I'm like, I'm in this position. But I didn't want to tell you guys because I didn't want you guys to get into a risky position with me. If I feel comfortable with it, I'll let you guys know, right? Enter the trade. I'll even take it on my top step. But I knew this was going to be a risky trade and I didn't want to drag you guys into this trade with me. So trade played out right there. I get partial profit on it. Wasn't anything crazy. My MFF gave me $10. So you guys will see the little profit there, but I'll give you guys a little update so that you guys know where that trade came from. I know a lot of you guys like to review back the other entries, but that was not a great trade. It was a FOMO entry, in my opinion. It was still an entry though. So it was an entry nonetheless because price came down. We never got an official entry. Price pulled back right here. Entry happened right here. Price came down and I answered it. Price pulled up, pulled back down, and then it went through. CJ says, okay, Sean, this is a safe space. I know, right? Yeah, but as you guys know, I'm always going to look out for your best interest. If I don't think it's a good entry, I'm not going to tell you guys to take it. I might take it myself because I'm okay. If I take the loss, I'm okay with it, right? Because my trade psychology is like second to none. I could take a loss and I'll be fine with it and move on to the next one. For a lot of people here, if you guys take a loss with me, sometimes it really eats you up for the rest of the day. Like you guys will not want to trade and you'll be too scared to take the next entry. And that's what I don't want to happen. Because this trade right here was a risky trade, but the next one could have been a great trade and you probably would have been too scared to take it because you would have eaten a loss. So, all right, if you guys took it, great work. If you guys didn't, it's completely fine. Looks like some of you guys here did take it though. Marcin took it actually. Total profit of 76.45 for the day. Nice work, Marcin. Yeah, so as we look for another momentum signal, there's no other signals here for us to take at the moment because we've already, the entry for this momentum signal already came up. So we're looking for a buy signal right here. And then after that buy signal, we're going to look for another sell signal. I was kind of tempted today too, because I just like literally before the live session, I just ordered one of those Normatex. I don't, you guys probably seen them before. Those like bodysuits that people wear, those massage bodysuits. I just ordered like everything. And I'm like, man, I gotta make at least 1,600 today because that's how much it costs. So in my mind, I was like, that was my goal for the day. I was like, I gotta make at least $1,000, $2,000 because I gotta pay for that thing that I just bought. I don't know if you guys ever get that feeling, but that's usually like my thought process. Like if I spend money or I buy something over the weekend, my thought process is, okay, I got to make this amount of money to cover my expenses for the weekend. Like last weekend, I went to Mexico for vacation. You know, I spent maybe like 6,000 last week, right? So my profits from last week were like 17,000. So that was my goal. I was like, I need to make at least 1 or 2 trades to cover my expenses from my vacation. And that's just kind of how I aim things. People always ask me if I have a goal. I don't really have a long-term goal. I just have a short-term goal. So whatever I spend for the weekend, I'm like, okay, I got to make that much in trading so that I can cover whatever I spent. Like if I go out for a weekend or if I go do anything, I'm like, okay, I got to make at least this much money to cover what I did so that I can feel comfortable about spending money. For me, I don't really like to spend money on myself. So when I do, I'm like, okay, I got to make that money back somehow. So here are my profits. I'm just taking this quick screenshot. There were partials because I didn't hold it to the full move. I probably should have just held on to it, but I was trying to be smart about it. All right, so since we don't have any entries here at the moment, I'm going to continue taking screenshots of this is what I got to do here too. I just realized that I haven't updated my accounts on my MT4. Sorry, there's no entries for us to take here anyways. We're looking for a buy signal. Once we get a buy signal, we can start looking for entries, but right now we don't have that. So not a big deal. Price is still dropping though, surprisingly. All right, so looks like a lot of you guys here are posting up profits. So if you guys want to share your profits, or if you guys are cool for the day, just send in your profits and then wrap it up. We still got 30 minutes, so I'm going to hang out for a little bit. I need to get I'm going to try to get at least one full entry, but if not, I'm not going to force anything. But yeah, it looks like Nathan's done. He's going to call it a day. Andrew's done as well. We got some profits over here. So we got Nathan. He said he's calling a day. Took 2 trades, full TPs with the green strip. Total profit of 2,230 for the day. Nice work, Nathan. Great work right there. Nathan took some sells. Also got Andrew over here. Andrew locked in a total profit of 1,136 for the day. Nice work, Andrew. Yeah, he took the liquidity, took partial, and then partial, or he took the full liquidity, and then he took a partial pullback. I just took right now a total profit of 1,136 for the day. Nice work, Andrew. So great work right there. We have Cameron over here. Cameron locked in 2 trades, full TPs as well. Total profit of 2,156 for the day. Nice work, Cameron. So this is what I'm talking about, guys. If you guys can take 1 or 2 quality trades to full TP, you guys can be done for the day, right? Making 2,000 a day. You'll be making hella money at that point, right? Like if you think about it, like think about Nathan over here, right? Nathan locked in 2,230, took a liquidity push and the momentum pullback. He took 2 trades right there. So if you do the math, it's not that difficult, right? You do the math, 2,230. If you do this every day, you lock in 5 trades a week. That's 11,150 for a week, right? For a month times 4, that's 44,600 for a month. If you're just doing this consistently, not making any mistakes, not taking any dumb trades, this is where you'll be in a month times 12. You're making over $500,000 trading, and this is taking 2 trades. So whoever tells you you have to take like a bunch of trades a day, it's not necessary. You can see here, you just need to use proper risk. If you're going to take 2 trades a day, increase your risk, right? Balance out so that you can make enough profit to make it worth your while. So yeah, nice work right there, Nathan. And you guys can see I just did the basic math right there. If you want to be a millionaire, guys, it's not that it's difficult, but it's not that difficult. So like when I made my first million, I thought it was crazy. I thought it was freaking impossible. I was like, okay, I'll never make $1 million in my life, right? Yeah, like I thought 100K was a lot of money. And then when I made my first million, I'm like, okay, this was like, it actually wasn't that bad. So just keep that in mind, guys. I talk to a lot of rich people and like a lot of wealthy people in my area. They always say that the first million is like the hardest, but once you get that first million, you know that it's possible and you can make multiple millions from there. So like for me, I don't really look at the money anymore. I just focus on winning. And you guys have seen that over the past couple of years. I don't really care about the profit. Like for example, for me over here, I locked in, let me see. My first account locked in 260, second account 310, third account 310, fourth account 310. My MFS over here $10 each, right? So I mean, realistically, I need like 1 or 2 trades, 1 or 2 good trades, and then I'll make X amount of money. So if you want to do the math, like say you want to be a millionaire, right? I hit my first million last year. So that's the first time I hit $1 million. Like I never really told anybody that, but I hit my first million last year. So if you do $1 million, fucking my math sucks. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, that's $1 million, right? Divided by 12. You got to make 83,000 a month, right? So wait, is that right? Yeah, 83,000 a month, right? And then you divide that by 12 months and then 4 weeks out of the month. That's 20,000 a month, right? You divide that by 5 days a week, and you make about 4,166 a week, right? It's really not that difficult if you think about it. If you have like 4 or 5 accounts like I do, it's not impossible, right? I can just take like 1 or 2 trades across all my accounts and I can make this much a day, basically. So, building blocks, guys, building blocks. Stick with one account. Once you get consistent with that account, add another account, and then you just keep adding accounts. Like for me at this point, I'm just adding more accounts every time I find a good broker, and then I just keep profiting. Because my main goal is to win. My main goal here is not to make 1,000 a day, make 10,000 a day, etc. Like, a lot of people think it's a huge flex to make like 100K in a day, but then they're losing like a bunch of money throughout the week. For me, if I make a consistent like 1, 2, 5K a day, that thing adds up by the end of the month, right? Just like I calculated with Nathan over here. If you make 2,000 a day, it's 44,000 a week or a month, and then it can add up to like $500,000. So just, just do the math, guys. Basic, like reverse engineer the math. If you want to make a certain amount of money, then you just have to calculate, okay, how much do I have to make a day? And I think that takes off a lot of pressure. So I feel like a lot of people feel that they need to make crazy amount of money every single day, but realistically, you don't. You just got to have consistency. All right, so there's still no entries here, guys. We're looking for that buy signal that hasn't come yet. Once the buy signal comes up, we'll look for the retracement to the upside, look for it to come down, and look for entry. So, I mean, the thing that I started to notice a lot, guys, this pattern is kind of like a head and shoulders. So it's kind of like looking like there's a head here, or like there's a shoulder, a head, and then it comes right back down. I don't like trading patterns, but that's kind of like what we're looking for here. Like, check this out right here. I didn't really notice it until someone mentioned it to me. They're like, hey, this looks like a head and shoulders. It's like a half head and shoulders. So it's like a head here, or a shoulder, head, shoulder. And look how our entry came down right here. Because you remember how we took that last entry? It happened like somewhere around this area. So the thing is, my strategies, they kind of align with price action, even though we don't really trade price action directly, but they just do. They just flow together. So, or a W pattern, like someone mentioned, like, hey, this is like an M pattern. I was like, okay, if you say so. And I guess it is. So it's an M right there. And then our entry happened like somewhere around this area. So I don't care about the patterns. I just care about winning. So my main goal here is to look for quality entries, identify them, take them with you guys, and then we all profit. Main goal right there. And then rinse and repeat the next day. So we got price starting to climb up right here. If price starts to climb up a little bit, we may get a buy signal. And then once we get that buy signal, great, we're going to look for a sell signal. And then we're going to look for that to continue down lower. But right now we don't have that yet. Main thing to look out for here would be the buy signal. Until we get that, no entries. So let's see. Let me take one more screenshot of my account here. Of my $10 on my MFF. So guys, if there's any other funny companies that you guys are using that has actually paid out, like I want to know if they actually paid out like on a funded account, applying our strategies, please let me know. Because I just want to add them to my my copier. I see, because I already have my full MFFs and full FTMOs. At this point, I'm just multiplying as we continue to move along. Let's see, Patricia said the funded engineer. I'm gonna check that out, Patricia. Thanks for the heads up. I'm gonna put that on my notes right now, actually. Because at this point, if they're okay with the copier, I mean, that's my main goal right now. I know in the past, my main goal is like really teaching and mentoring. I don't really want to teach anymore. I mean, I'm down to teach. If you guys are willing to learn, I'll teach, but I'm not here to teach randoms, right? The worst thing that I hate is pouring my like effort and time into like someone that wants to learn when they really don't want to learn. So if you guys want to learn, I'm here to teach. I'm still going to have my weekly mentoring sessions, but I'm not looking to teach random people because it's too much effort on my end to teach a brand new trader. And then they give up like a month later, which is super annoying. It's like, man, you just wasted my whole month. I could have been teaching somebody else or focusing on somebody. Yeah, exactly. C6 said it takes time away. So I'd rather focus on you guys here who want to learn versus like a brand new person who just wants to sign up and make some quick money. Because I'm here for longevity, right? I want you guys to be here long-term. I want to make sure that you guys are long-term profitable. And that's just really what it is. It's just, I see it as good karma. Because I've been giving good karma this whole time and it just comes right back to me. So that's how I want to move forward with this. Let's see. Patricia said discount code. Thanks, Patricia. 25. %, off code August. Thanks, Patricia. I'll probably sign up to them and I'll try them out. I mean, it doesn't hurt, right? At this point. Yeah, exactly. C6 said you can never get it back. Yeah, exactly. All right, so I will take a look at that. I'm gonna go and post up my profits real quick from that last trade. that we just I just checked there. 10, 310. So we still don't have the buy signal here. Let me just copy this over real quick. I see your question right there, Marcin. I'll take a look at it shortly. Give me a second. All right. Yeah, so there goes my individual profits, guys. You can see over here, my main account locked in 260, pulled out super early. It should have been 1,000, but it's okay. My second account locked in 310, third account locked in 310, fourth account locked in 310, and then my MFFs over here locked in like $10 each. It happens. I was already expecting. I'm glad it's a profit and not a loss. That's the main thing. Because with MFF, it's always been kind of shoddy. With that's what I get with him. Patricia, one last question for the fund engineer. How are the lot sizes? Are lot sizes the same as FTMO? Like, are they 100 lot, or I just want to make sure before I blow my account on my first trade, taking too big of a lot size. Up right now, actually. Yeah, website looks okay. Okay, I gotta check it out. So Patricia said it's different. 10 lot is a 50 lot in MFF and FTMO. Okay, I'll have to play around with it then. Gotcha, okay. So it looks like they might be using a different. I mean, I'll take a look at it. Also, Patricia, are you still using E8 funding? I heard a lot of people talking about E8 lately. Use purple trading, okay. Gotcha. I heard purple trading was okay back then, so it might be solid. Yeah, but are you still using E8 funding? I know you were talking about it before. Okay, you're using E8. E8's been okay too. That's another one that I wanted to take a look at. So maybe I'll just get like one account from each of those, and then I'll just add them to my copier. We'll see how they play through. Moving forward, we'll see. Okay, gotcha. The spreads are too high on E8, so I probably won't do E8 then. Thanks for the heads up, Patricia, if I ended up using them. We have a pending buy signal right here, guys. Also, if anybody here has used the funded trader, I know Barty's been using it. I'm waiting for him to get a payout first to see how they are. But if anybody here has used the funded trader, that's another one that I've been looking at. So if anybody's used them and they got a payout, they've been scalping with them, how we've been trading, let me know. Because if they work, I'll add them to mine too. I'm just looking for funding companies now. Gotcha. Okay. So Rashida said the funding trader is scalping is iffy. Good to know, Rashida. Thanks for the heads up. Yeah, thanks to you guys, man. You guys definitely like help me avoid using like shoddy companies, but it's all good. Okay, good to know, Rashida. Funding trader is still not there. All good. All right, we have a pending buy signal over here, guys. So we're still looking for some sort of retracement, but we don't have it yet. 7:40 right now, so we still have like about 20 minutes, but I'm hoping we can get something quick. So let me go to your question real quick, Martin. Yeah, Patricia said problem is not good for scalping TF. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, they use ACAP and they suck. Gotcha, that makes sense. Yeah, I've heard a lot of bad things about ACAP, so I don't even bother looking at them anymore. Any company that actually uses them. A lot of funding companies have stopped using them actually, so we'll see. Marcin said last liquidity push was full TP, but was it valid insured gambling rather than because the wick at 828. Let me check. So liquidity at last liquidity push. Yeah, so I would consider this. I agree with Randy's analysis on this. I would consider it a little risky, in my opinion, Marcin, because it was overextended. So like the entry happened on this candle right here, right? You can see how there was no retracement. You go from this high point right here and you measure down. Actually, no, this would have been an okay entry because it's a bit overextended and it looks overextended. But the thing is, it still hasn't pushed down like 1,000 pips. Let me see if I can probably measure that real quick. So I want to see where the TP was. If the TP was within the 1,000 pip mark, then I would have maybe been okay with it. But let's see. So from this high point right here. So yeah, I would still think this is an okay entry if because my overextension is like 1,000 pips, right, for today, specifically. So right here, price came down. It did retrace up a little bit right here, and it came down further. It would have been somewhat risky, but not completely risky. Because if this here, say if your TP was below this 1,000 pips, then yeah, okay, it'd be risky in my opinion. Because I would expect the full on reversal to happen. But since we have some space here, it's enough for it to hit TP, which I think happened here. Price kind of pulled back a little bit, but then it blasts right through, right? And look where price kind of retraces. So price kind of pulls back right there, and see where the retracement happened. See these green candles? They happen at the 1,000 mark right there, right? So that's where I would have thought that it would have been okay to take. It would have been considered risky, just not very risky. It wouldn't have been a good entry, but it would have been in between, like an okay entry, moderate okay, but not necessarily super risky. Because you still have space here to hit your TP. That's usually how I measure it. I try to measure my TP to see if it passed the 1,000 pip mark. If it's not past it, then I'm like, okay, this might be an okay entry to maybe hop into. So yeah, but no, that's good input from Randy and good input from Marcin. Sometimes it's hard to see if it's really overextended because you have to actually draw out the range. All right. Let's see if there's anything else here that I'm missing. Yeah, no problem, Marcin. All right, so we got a buy signal over here. We're now looking for a sell signal at 7:43 right now, so it's getting close to 8 o'clock. The volatility is starting to die down a little bit. It's currently at 17 points. Again, like I mentioned before, we typically want it to be 15 points or above, so that there's enough volatility for us to hit our TP. But we'll see. So we got a sell signal here that's currently pending. If this is the case and we get a sell signal, we need price to come down a little bit lower. So I need price to be like maybe down here, retrace, and then continue from there. So we need that sell signal. We got a few seconds here, no sell signal yet. 7:45. We still got some time, but the volatility is dying down. You guys can see the ATR right there. It's currently at 17. If the ATR drops down to like 16 or 15, I'm just going to hold off and we're just going to wrap it up. Unfortunately, the volatility here it's not clean as it typically is during the fall. It's August 21st, so that's a good thing here, guys, is that we're getting close to September. Next week or the week after is going to be September. Actually, next week, yeah. So next week is going to be September. And then from there, the volatility should start to pick up a little bit. It might not be in the beginning, but it might happen like towards the end. Rashida said V1 hit. Yeah, the V1 just hit right here. So price pushed up. There's a double body right there. Price came down straight to full TP. A little low volatility right there, but it still came down and hit. So nonetheless, the trade did hit. And if you guys took it, great work. Marcin's asking, is social trade copier? It's called Social Trader Tools, Marcin. Yeah, that's the one I've been using. I've been using them for years now. They work fine. So I never really had issues with them. I've been using them for a pretty long time now, ever since I started trading with FTMO. So maybe like 2 years now, or maybe 3 years, 2 or 3 years. but they're fine. They're good with MC4 if you're using MC4 platform. Yeah, no problem, Marcin. That's one way to trade like multiple accounts because it just makes things easier. I'm trading FTMO and MFF on them, and they're fine for the most part. All right, so we're getting closer to 8 o'clock. The sell signal never came. Price is still retracing up higher. We'll see what happens here. See, we got some profits over here from Randy. Randy hit the high-low momentum scalp and liquidity, total profit of 1,075 for the day. Nice work, Randy. Full TPs on both of his trades. So great work right there, Randy, hitting those 2 trades. If you guys have more profits to post, then feel free to send them in. We got Dejan over here, total profit of 454 for the day. Nice work, Dejan. Great profits for the day to kick off the week. Let's see. You got Kip over here. Kip locked in a total profit of 1,139 for the day. Great work, Kip. Solid profits right there. We got Patricia over here. Patricia total profit of 2,550 on her first account, all wins. And then we have Patricia's second account over here, total profit of 3,640 for the day, all wins as well. Nice work, Patricia. All right, great work right there, guys. Other than that, that's it for right now. So we still don't have the sell signal, guys. It's getting closer to 8 o'clock. You can see the ATR. ATR is currently at 16 right now. If it drops down to 15, I'm just going to wrap it up, guys. There's no need for us to force any trades today. Today's Monday. There's no news. So there's no catalyst really pushing price around. So I'm expecting price to be a little flat until maybe, let me check the news for today. So at 8:30, we have the 3-month and 6-month bill auction. I think the market will kind of just range a bit until like maybe tomorrow, because tomorrow's where the high impact news is actually coming. We have Fed member Barkin speaking pre-market at 4:30. We have Redbook year over year, existing home sales. It's anticipated to be negative. Existing home sales anticipated to be negative as well. Richmond Fed manufacturing index. We have a lot of news tomorrow, basically. If you just look at the, tomorrow's a heavy Fed day. Fed's going to be speaking pretty much all day tomorrow. And we have some high impact news as well. So let's see if this candle here ends up closing. It does not look like it's going to, but if it does, we'll see. We may have one more opportunity. If not, then it's going to wrap it up for the day. So we got some more profits over here. Let me see what everybody else posted up. We have CERN over here, total profit of 429 on his first account and a total profit of 177 on his second account. Nice win over there, CERN. All wins. And then we have Gian over here, total profit of 270 for the day. Nice work, Gian. Looks like he took that trade with us earlier for that momentum pullback scalp. And he just pulled out early with me as well. So nice work right there, Gian. All right, we got 17 seconds right here on the sell signal. We'll see if this here ends up closing. Yeah, it's not a market. You could just look at the candles right here, guys. You don't want to be trading in this area right here, right? You want to be trading right here where it's moving. You don't want to be trading right here where it's not moving. It's not worth the risk, because what's going to happen here is you guys are going to hold on to that position for like maybe a couple minutes, and it's just going to go sideways. And then it's either going to blast to your stop loss or it's going to blast to your TP. You don't want to start the week like that, right? If you start the week like that, your morale is going to be down and you're going to be mad at yourself for taking a dumb trade, right? So, all right, guys, I think we're going to wrap this up. ATR is currently at 15 right now. It's not really worth taking. You guys can see it's a clear difference how candle is moving now compared to how it was moving about 30 minutes ago over here. We had some nice movement today, but unfortunately, there's just a lot of overextension, no opportunities for entry, and we just couldn't take anything. So, all right, guys, if you guys have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat. Otherwise, I'm going to wrap this up for the day. There's no other entries for us to take here. Volatility is too low. You don't really want to force anything, especially on a Monday, because you don't want to end up in, having a loss and then having to climb out of that hole over the next couple of days. So it's better to just take your wins for today, carry on until tomorrow, and then just rinse and repeat the process every day this week until you close out the week with some heavy profits. So, all right, guys, just a reminder, no mentoring session for today. Mentoring session will be pushed till tomorrow, 2 p.m., same time as usual. And if you guys don't have any questions, I guess we'll wrap this up. So, all right, guys, if you guys have anything else to ask me, feel free to message me on Telegram or email me, Sean@KodiKaiTrades.com. Again, if you guys are new here and you guys want access to the indicators or the strategies, go to our website, KodiKaiTrades.com, and then click here to unlock your free access. Other than that, I'll see you guys back